Real Madrid fans, entitled. Real Madrid fans are entitled because they live in a world where football history bends around them. 15 Champions League titles means they don't just expect to win Europe. They assume it's their birthright. That 15 patch on their kit isn't just a badge, it's a permanent reminder to every rival fan, we're untouchable. And Madridistas wield it like a sword in every argument. For Madrid fans, every summer transfer window feels like a shopping spree. Mbappe, of course, Jude Bellingham, already one of their own. If a superstar exists, Madridistas are convinced it's only a matter of time before he's wearing white. And annoyingly for rivals, they're usually right. Their entitlement isn't empty. It's backed by decades of getting whoever they want, whenever they want. Domestically, they see La Liga as housekeeping, but Europe is the stage where they shine. Knock them out of the Copa del Rey, beat them at home in the league, none of it matters when May comes around. That's when Madrid fans lean back and say, relax, the Champions League is ours. And the scary part? More often than not, they're right. Outside Spain, Madridistas are everywhere. Mexico, Morocco, the Middle East, Asia, whole regions are basically honorary Bernabéus. Inside Spain though, they're divisive. To rivals, they're arrogant. To themselves, they're the definition of football. And if you ever argue with one, you'll hear that same trump card every time. We've got 15. Real Madrid fans are entitled, and honestly, when you look at the history, it's hard to say they haven't earned the right to be. Barcelona fans, nostalgic. Barcelona fans are nostalgic because no matter what year it is, they're living somewhere between 2009 and 2015. To them, football peaked with Messi, Xavi, Iniesta, and tiki-taka, and everything since has been a slow decline from paradise. They'll still argue Pep's Barca is the greatest team of all time, and they might be right, but they bring it up so often that even neutral fans start rolling their eyes. They're also defensive because the past decade has been messy, literally and figuratively. Financial meltdowns, selling off club assets, and Lionel Messi leaving felt like heartbreak. Every young player that comes through La Masia is hyped as the next Messi, and while Pedri, Gavi, and Lamine Yamal are generational talents, the fan base piles so much expectation on them that it feels like they're carrying ghosts. Manchester United fans, delusional. Manchester United fans are delusional because no matter how far they've fallen, they still think they're on the verge of being back. The ghost of Sir Alex Ferguson hovers over Old Trafford like a permanent banner, and every season starts with the same optimism. A new manager, a new signing, a new hope that this is the year the glory returns, and when it doesn't, they'll tell you it's part of the rebuild. The same rebuild they've been in for over a decade. Every big win sparks a full-blown identity crisis. Beat Liverpool at home? We're title contenders again. Diallo scores a banger, best winger in the world. They live for those moments because deep down, they're desperate to feel like the giants they once were. And when things fall apart, which they usually do, the meltdown is just as spectacular. One week it's, we're back, the next it's, Glazers out. United Twitter is a rollercoaster, toxic, hilarious, and impossible to ignore. And yet, despite years of pain, United fans never let go of their arrogance. They'll still tell you they're the biggest club in England, the most famous in the world, the home of the treble. They wear history like armor. Rival fans mock them for living in the past, but United supporters see it differently. It's not delusion, it's destiny. In their eyes, United will rise again. The only question is when. Until then, they'll keep chanting, keep fighting on forums, and keep reminding everyone that even at their worst, Old Trafford still sells out every single week. Manchester United fans are delusional, and that's exactly why they're unshakable. PSG fans, insecure. PSG fans are insecure because for over a decade, their entire identity was built around proving they weren't just a rich kid club. They had the money, they had Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, Ramos, and still, no Champions League. Every season ended the same way. Early knockouts, humiliation, rivals mocking them with memes about bottling Europe. It became part of football culture to laugh at PSG. But then came 2025, the season where it finally clicked. A 5-0 demolition of Inter Milan in the Champions League final, the biggest margin in history. For PSG fans, that night was pure therapy. Finally, the joke stopped. Finally, they had the one trophy they've been chasing since the Qatari takeover. Now, when rivals say oil money, PSG fans can point at that Champions League patch and say, yeah, but it worked. Still, the insecurity lingers, because the truth is, PSG's global fan base is young. A lot of their supporters came during the Neymar, Mbappe, Messi era, and critics call them bandwagoners. Inside Paris, the ultras are intense, proud, and hostile toward anyone questioning the club's authenticity. But outside, the club is still fighting for respect. PSG fans defend themselves constantly online, whether it's against Madridistas saying they'll never reach 15, or Premier League fans calling League One a farmers' league. PSG fans are insecure, but also louder than ever. That Champions League win gave them validation. Now, every goal, every new superstar, every flashy kit drop feels like proof that they're not just Paris's club, they're Europe's elite. For years, they were mocked for being pretenders. Now, PSG fans will remind you, they're finally champions. Manchester City fans, defensive. Manchester City fans are defensive because no matter how much they win, they're constantly told it doesn't count. 6 Premier League titles in 7 years, a historic treble in 2023. Pep Guardiola rewriting English football, and yet rival fans just say, oil money, 115 charges, no history. For City supporters, it feels like they're arguing with the entire football world every single day. Inside the Etihad, the loyalty is real. The old guard remember freezing nights at Main Road and empty midweek games in the third tier. To them, the success now isn't just bought, it's earned through decades of suffering. But that history often gets ignored. Online, City fans are painted as plastic, as tourists, as a fan base that only exists because of Guardiola and Abu Dhabi. So they fight back, hard. Every record Haaland smashes, every 100-point season, every league title is ammo in the war of legitimacy. They're also smug in a quiet way. While United and Liverpool fans bicker bicker about history, City fans just point to the present, Pep's dynasty. For the younger generation, City is football dominance, the only thing they've ever known. And when rival fans bring up the Champions League drought, well, that excuse died in 2023. City finally lifted the trophy, and in true Guardiola fashion, they made it look inevitable. Still, the defensiveness never fades. Because even with the trophies, the records, and the world's best players, City fans know they'll never get the universal respect Madrid or Liverpool have. They don't care, they'll just keep stacking titles until there's no argument left. Manchester City fans are defensive because when the world questions you this much, defending yourself becomes part of the culture. Juventus fans, paranoid. Juventus fans are paranoid because no matter how much they achieve, there's always scandal lurking in the background. 36 Serie A titles, 2 Champions Leagues, and a history that makes them Italy's most successful club. And yet their legacy always comes with an asterisk in rival fans' eyes. Calciopoli in 2006, financial investigations in 2023. Even when they win, people whisper about corruption, referees, and VAR. It drives Juve supporters insane. On the pitch, Juventus are giants. From Platini to Del Piero to Buffon, every generation had its icon. But the fan base lives with constant trauma, especially in Europe. They've lost more Champions League finals than anyone, and that scar tissue has shaped their culture. When they finally signed Cristiano Ronaldo in 2018, fans thought he was the missing piece. Instead, it ended with heartbreak to Ajax, Lyon, and Porto. Rivals mocked them, saying Juve could dominate Italy forever, but would always collapse in Europe. Domestically, Juve fans are both proud and defensive. They'll remind you they're Italy's #1 club, but they're quick to snap back when Milan or Inter fans throw shade. And because of their sheer size, they get called plastic by smaller Italian clubs, even though in Turin, the Bianconeri's roots run deep. Online, Juventus fans are constantly in battle mode. Against Serie A rivals, against UEFA, against anyone who dares to minimize their history. They defend every player fiercely, even through bad years, and they cling to their black and white identity like it's untouchable. Juventus fans are paranoid, not because they don't have success, but because they feel like everyone's waiting to take it away from them. And in Italian football, maybe they're right. Liverpool fans, romantic. Liverpool fans are romantic because to them, football is poetry, not just results. They don't just support a club, they believe in a story. Every game at Anfield feels like theatre. The scarves raised, the cops singing, "You'll never walk alone," the belief that football means more here than anywhere else. That's why they're quick to remind you, this means more. And yes, they actually believe it. The romance is built on history. 18 league titles before the Premier League era, 6 Champions Leagues, legends like Kenny Dalglish, Gerrard, and now Salah. The glory years of the 70s and 80s still live in their chants, and the 2005 Miracle of Istanbul is treated like holy scripture. Rival fans say they live in the past, but for Liverpool supporters, history isn't just nostalgia, it's identity. Under Klopp, the romance came alive again. The 2019 Champions League, the long-awaited Premier League in 2020, and all the mentality monsters moments gave Liverpool fans a reason to say they were different. That it wasn't just money or tactics, it was culture. And even now, as Klopp has moved on and a new era begins, they hold on to that belief. Every young player is treated as the next Scouser hero. Every comeback is destiny, not luck. Of course, the romance has its flaws. Rival fans mock them for overhyping atmosphere, for claiming Anfield scares opponents, for acting like no one else has history. But Liverpool fans don't care. To them, they're guardians of football's soul, romantic, loyal, dramatic, and always convinced their bond with the club is deeper than yours. Liverpool fans are romantic because for them, football isn't just a game. It's religion sung in unison on a European night under the lights. Chelsea fans, chaotic. Chelsea fans are chaotic because their club never does stability. Since Roman Abramovich bought them in 2003, chaos has been their brand, and they've embraced it. Managers don't last, players come and go like it's a revolving door, and yet somehow, trophies keep piling up. 2 Champions Leagues, 5 Premier League titles, and now the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, where they conquered the world, beating the very best from every continent. Rival fans may call it a plastic trophy, Chelsea supporters call it proof. Proof that no matter how messy things get, they always find a way to end up on top. They live for the drama. One week they're a mid-table disaster, the next they're world champions. When they won the Champions League in 2012, it was with an interim manager and a squad everyone had written off. When they did it again in 2021, same story. New coach, new chaos, same result. And now in 2025, with a squad still figuring itself out, they add a global crown to the cabinet. Chelsea fans expect the unexpected, because history has taught them that even at their worst, they're only a few months away from pulling off something insane. Under Todd Bowley, the chaos has hit new levels. Record-breaking transfer windows, half a squad under 23, hundreds of millions spent, and still inconsistent in the league. Rival fans mock them for football manager signings, but Chelsea fans just shrug, because for them, chaos is normal, and somehow, chaos brings trophies. What makes Chelsea fans unique is their defiance. They don't care if you call them plastic, they don't care if you say they brought success, they'll point to their Champions Leagues, to their Premier Leagues, and now to the fact that they're champions of the world in 2025. Bayern Munich fans, arrogant. Bayern Munich fans are arrogant because in Germany, they don't just dominate, they own the place. 33 Bundesliga titles, 6 Champions Leagues, and a streak of league wins that felt like it would never end turned Bayern supporters into football aristocracy. For years, their attitude has been simple. The Bundesliga is ours and the rest of you are just fighting for second. They know the stereotypes. That Bayern buy every rival's best player. That Dortmund, Leverkusen, or Leipzig can build something special only for Bayern to swoop in and make it theirs. And Bayern fans don't deny it. they brag about it. To them, that's the natural order. You develop the talent, Bayern finishes the job. But in 2023 and 2024, something strange happened. Bayern lost the Bundesliga, and suddenly, for the first time in a decade, the arrogance looked shaky. Rival fans laughed, saying German football was finally free. Bayern supporters fired back that it was just a blip. That order would be restored. And when they stormed back in 2025 to reclaim the title, Bayern fans treated it like balance had returned to the universe. In Europe, Bayern fans still see themselves as royalty. They measure themselves against Madrid, Milan, and Liverpool, not anyone else in Germany. And every UCL night at the Allianz feels like proof that Bayern isn't just a club, it's a machine. Rival fans call them boring, predictable, even soulless. Bayern supporters just call it winning. Bayern fans are arrogant, because when you've dominated your country for generations, it's hard to imagine football working any other way. Arsenal fans, hopeful and haunted. Arsenal fans are hopeful because every season feels like the season, yet haunted. Because for nearly 2 decades, their triumphs have often ended in heartbreak. They carry legacy in their blood. The invincible season of 2004, Wenger's golden years, legends like Henry, Bergkamp, and Vieira. That history shapes their identity, but it also raises the bar impossibly high. Under Mikel Arteta, optimism burned bright again. The Emirates transformed into a fortress of atmosphere fueled by the electric young core, Saka, Martinelli, and others. Big wins over the likes of City, Liverpool, or Spurs fueled trust the process vibes across social media. Arsenal fans have felt close for years, but almost is still not winning. What sets Gooners apart is their unshakable hope. They yearn for beautiful football, homegrown talent, a return to past glory, even when reality says otherwise. Arsenal fans are hopeful and haunted, eternally chasing their golden past, and always believing that next season, their moment will finally arrive. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, you will love this one.